everyone, this is Francie, and today I'm here for a very special Q&A with Miss Cuddle Core. She is also a part of Team EQNX, and I'm so excited to talk to her today. So let's get started. Please introduce yourself and let me know a little bit about yourself.
Okay, hi everyone, my name is Ginail, and I am a player for EQNX. I started playing Tekken a long time ago. Never thought I would be a competitive player to the point where I'm getting sent out to tournaments left and right. My main characters are Alisa and Ling Xiaoyu. I'm really excited to just be traveling more, and I've met a ton of people through the game, and I love the Tekken community.
I love it too. Okay, so let's get into the first question. And these are all questions that we took from Twitter and from Cuddle's personal Discord that she has. So, Ghost from the Scrub Dojo, interesting name. What would you feel would be the theme song to your life?
That is a hard one. The theme song to my life?
Yeah, let's do a Tekken soundtrack and maybe a regular song, so you could do two if you had to choose. That'd be cool. If you could choose a theme song from Tekken.
Okay. All right. So if I had to pick a theme song from a Tekken game, then I would pick Jun Kazama's theme from Tekken 2, where I think it's called Morning Field, I believe. That one. That is my theme. Oh, I connect so much with it. Literally,
that's amazing.
Her background and as the music's playing, literally it's like a farm, like a pasture, and then in the back you see like houses. It's very like rustic, and the song itself it fits her so perfectly, and I think it fits me too, just because of the way she is as a character and the atmosphere when you're playing in her stage. For just a regular theme without the Tekken games, I think the theme song for my life would have to be give me a second, let me think, because this is
it is hard. It's a very broad question.
Yeah, because I love a lot of songs, but I have it. So the name of the song is called Let Go, and it's by I think it's pronounced Frou Frou. It's one of my favorite songs.
That song. I love that song.
It's such a good song, and you know, I just feel like it's so relatable. I feel like I'm a type of person who kind of has to I don't know, sometimes you have to release things, you kind of have to, so you can continue to progress forward. And I love the song because it's something that I always have to remember, because letting go is such a big part of my life and many other people. So
that's a good song. So the Lab Wolf asks, how about this? Which Tekken character would you most likely be best friends with?
Oh, oh man. The Tekken character I probably would end up being friends with is probably Jin Kazama, only because I seem to attract friends that are very different than me. My personality is kind of more upbeat, bubbly, very emotional and expressive, and Jin's the complete opposite. And I think opposites attract, and I would compliment him, just my personality, because Jin's kind of more cold to himself. I know how to open people up, so that's why I think.
In game and in life.
Yeah, exactly. Chainsaws all the way.
Okay, so the Lab Wolf also asked, what was the moment that everything clicked for you in gaming?
When everything clicked for me in gaming in regards to feeling more confident about my gameplay?
You can interpret that as whatever you'd like, but maybe that it clicked for you to continue competing in Tekken, or just that, you had the confidence to keep going or something like that.
Okay. So the moment where I finally realized it just clicked for me that gaming something I want to do in a more serious way was when I don't know, I feel like it's an ongoing thing for me because I whenever I've gone to tournaments, I think it must have started with my first tournament.
Okay.
I think my first local.
And when was that?
That was, God, like 2014?
Wow. Okay.
Yeah. And I was really young. I mean, I was 19, and I realized that I'm heavily competitive, and I didn't really know at the time because I was kind of new to competing in Tekken Tag. But I was like, my friends were like, yeah, Cuddle, go do a tournament with us. They have it like every month or something like that. So I did, and I think I placed like top 3 or something.
Wow.
So it was small, but it made me realize, I think I can keep this up. I can do this on a wider scale. I'm gonna keep on practicing, and because it made me hungry. It made me hungry to want to do better. I don't like getting beat. It makes me mad, but that's why, I trained, and I think that made me just hungry and passionate to continue to dive deeper into the competitive aspect that is Tekken.
So JC Light 611 asks, how do you set up a game plan, and what are your methods for remembering strings and frame data?
Okay. So I'll answer the first part. So
okay.
How I generate a game plan is usually sometimes you start with a few pokes, trying to see how the opponent react. Once I start to see how they react, I start to I sometimes try and move a little bit to distance myself so I can kind of get a better idea of like how they like to use their space after I attack them. And when I see after the first round or two, once I start to get a better idea of that, I start to implement more of my tactics, like ones that I know have a chance of challenging them, because I've seen by the first round and or even possibly the second round that I kind of have a better idea of what they're doing. So I like the first to second round, usually I kind of space out more just to be cautious, just to see how they react to me. Because that's huge. You don't want to just go all in right away. And I make the mistake of doing that sometimes. I give all my cards, and I end up I win the round or the game, the match, and then but the second match is you can't give your it becomes a little harder for me because I kind of gave all my cards right away, so it's made it a little harder because they've downloaded a part of my game plan. So what I sometimes try and do is space, be a little more coy, have them kind of try and chase me first so that I'm not giving all of my most important strats right away.
It's funny that you mentioned spacing, because when I was at NEC and I was talking to people specifically in the Tekken community that have played you, they were just like, Cuddles, she doesn't sidestep as much as a lot of people do, and it would throw them off because when you did, it was really scary.
It's gotta be planted. It has to be planted, because in Tekken 7 the movement is a little nerfed. So in tag, you could step once and be right behind somebody. You can't do that in 7. So my step is for a purpose, because I've made the mistakes of I'll step and I get clipped, and I'm and because I've been told sometimes it's best not to move. Sometimes it's just best to space, but not overextend yourself with stepping, because you can get clipped. You have to pick and choose your spots.
And I think people expect that. So you doing that scares them, because when you do, it's gonna mean something.
It's with a purpose. Yes, I've been trying to get better at that. It's gotten a little better for me.
Okay, so now the second question, or the second part of that, is what are your methods for remembering strings and frame data?
My methods for remembering strings and frame data usually just has come by just me playing the game. If there's certain strings that I'm not aware of that are like more punishable, or they look punishable, because I played the game for quite a while. Certain things feel punishable, so it's like kind of like you make guesses on those things because you've been playing the game for that long, or how they look. So then, say if I punish something a certain way during a match that I feel like could be more punishable against a certain character, after the fights, I go to the lab and I recreate the situation by recording that move with the training dummy. Then I start testing what kind of punishers are strong, or what's the best punisher for my character to use against that certain move that the other character has. That's usually how I do it. For like strings in general, remembering frame data, I've always thought about it as, well, your jabs are like 10 frames usually, 11, 12, 13, 14. Those are your key ones. So I usually base it on sound and how a move looks. If you see it enough times, you're like, okay, I know. I can, like, if Jack's down forward 2, like -14, which I think it is, I'm pretty sure, because Aline gets 3. She gets a launch. Like, it's something simple, but it's literally like every time I fight somebody, like who might use Jack or any other character that has like something that's -14, it's like almost beat into your brain, because if you lose to it, you're gonna be like, man, I should have punished them for that. So it's just, honestly, if I get beat by it, or if I lose a round because of it, it's almost like that's how I remember, because I remember the situation where I didn't do it and I would have done it, I would have won. So it's like, and also sound cues. I remember all those strings and like frame data because of my the sound cues, just how somebody like a Tekken players or characters sound when you do certain moves, which helps. It signifies to me that I can use that punch because I heard that sound. So, yeah.
Okay, so this is a question of mine when we're talking about sound. Do you listen to your own music, or do you like listening to the in-game music when you are competing?
Okay, I used to listen to music a little earlier in like my like tournament career. Then I realized, like, in Tekken 7 I started to play with the game sound, and I like that a whole lot more, because I like to hear so that I can react. I can't do that the same when I just have my music.
That's very interesting, because I know a lot of people put on the headphones to just like zone out. The people in the audience, do you feel that you do that as well, or is it just for you to focus on the game? Because a lot of people do not like being on stage and all that kind of stuff, so I just want to know how you feel about that, being in front of so many people competing. Does the game sound also help you in that way?
It does, because then I know the audience is there, but I don't really think about it when that game sound is loud and pumping, and that's all I'm thinking about. Because I hyper focus. Like, once once the game turns on and they say fight, and all I hear is the sound of the game, that is my most ideal experience. I forget the audience is even there.
That's pretty rad.
Yeah, it helps me out a lot.
Yeah. So we have a question from Pie Bear. So what were goals that you had for 2018, and did you meet them? So that's the first question.
So what were goals for 2018, and did I meet them? Was it just for gaming, or like overall?
Yeah, for Tekken. All
right. Okay. My goals for 2018 were to, after getting signed to another team, traveling more, getting more exposure, representing myself in the most positive and best way possible, as long as representing Black women well, because representation is important, and just improving overall as a player, not letting nerves destroy my momentum within match, along with many other things in Tekken. But yeah, just overall just improving as a player, noticing flaws and trying to fix them, actually going out of my way to fix like things that I'm doing wrong, so I can continue to grow, asking questions, networking with other players, getting their advice, watching matches, watching my own match, watching the matches of other players who use my character. Things like that.
I think it's safe to say that you met all of those. Like you blew it out of the water.
I feel like I did, and I can't wait to get better and then do even more with those goals. I definitely, I feel like for sure, I did meet them. I guess I think I'm the hardest on myself because I know I have a lot more I want to do.
So, well, we can talk about that. So, what are your top 5 goals for Tekken in 2019?
Oh man. I could have swear I put this on Twitter too, so let's see if I can remember. So my top 5 Tekken goals for 2019. Place more in top 3. No more this top 4 thing. I need some more top 3s. So that, expanding my Twitch channel, creating more content, getting more like viewer growth in that sense as well. Going to 1 international tournament, or maybe 1 or 2, kind of to branch off of that. I really want to meet some of the people. I've been like some of the players from like Korea, so I can like discuss and play Tekken with them. So I guess that's along with the 3rd one. Oh man. Speaking more about my experiences as a Black woman within the fighting game community, or in regards to Tekken, and just like talking about my experiences in that regard. Trying my best to make the finals for the world tour.
I totally think you could do it. Your performance this year in the LCQ was insane. So.
Thanks.
No,
I really want to. I got all the things leading up to it. Once I signed with the team, and then Canada Cup was nice, and then Tekken World Tour was like great, like, and then E-League at the beginning of the year, and then Combo Break, all this stuff. I'm like, I'm freaking out.
I think that's as someone who doesn't play Tekken and is not really a part of the community, that was the first time that I saw you really shine, because it was like when you won, it blew up on Twitter like crazy. Everyone was just like super hype about it because you like were rocking it, and I was like, who is this girl? Like, this is so cool. Like, there's not enough women who play in Street Fighter, and it's like that with every game, but I was talking to someone else about it, and I feel like Soul Calibur and Tekken have so many more women, and it's so cool to see them just rock it and like beat everyone. It's just an amazing thing. So I remember that was a big moment. That was a big moment, and you did so well, and it was pretty amazing to watch.
Thank you. Thank you so much.
Okay, so Pie Bear has another question. If Harada asked you to make the next DLC, what would you add for a stage, character, and an item?
Oh my god! Okay, this is fun. Stage, character, and an item. If Harada asked me to make a DLC, like a stage?
Yeah, so I'm not sure if they mean like a stage from an old game. It could be that if you want to see something from an old game put into the new one, or you want to make your own completely new character or stage or item, you can, whatever you want.
So can I name all 3?
Yeah.
Okay. I would love if they did a revamp of Kazuya's Tekken 2 stage for Tekken 7 with the music and everything. Even if it's a slight remix, like it's a corridor. It's just dead. It's dark. Like, it's pitch black. It's Tekken 2, right? Like, so it's like it was one of the most darkest of the Tekkens, I think. And either Devil Kazuya's stage or Kazuya's stage, because Kazuya's stage is just like pitch black. Yeah. And all you can see is the floor, and it's got a beautiful rug, and the music and everything, it just like it just has you going, and you're like, man, this is serious, this is his story, man. But either that one or his devil version, which the scenery is a little different. There's a mirror in the back, and then there's like a steel floor, I think. Either one. If they could remake that and put that music on top, oof. No, that would be so good. That's what I want for the stage. For a character, I know we have Master Raven, and she is a black character, but I would like another one. So I would like an original black character, either male or female, but like some way they're connected with like the Mishima line in some way. Like they have like the Devil G or something like that. Something like that. Okay. I think I might prefer like a female character because I want to see even more like women of color in like fighting games anyway. Yeah. I don't know like what she would fully look like, but I know she wouldn't have braids because Master Raven already has that. Maybe she'll have another hairstyle. Like so she looks different. And maybe she's very like maybe she's just very serious and like she's super serious and like her style might be like she hits heavier, like she's slower, but when she hits it like kills you almost. Like, you know, so, and maybe she's like buffer, you know, not just like kind of smaller, kind of slightly toned. No, she's like got a little buffage on her, that kind of thing. I think that'd be really cool. I'd be happy to see that.
I want to see this character now.
I think she'd be cool. I don't know what her name would be, but she would be awesome.
Maybe her name would be Cuddle.
Oh my god, maybe not Cuddle. I don't know. It's like a truck named Cuddle. I don't know.
It makes sense. Like, you know, people named Tiny are usually big.
You're right.
And for the item, what would it be?
Maybe like let me think, because I like that one too. Maybe there are like stuffed plushy versions of every character in the game. So
my gosh.
That'd be the item. So if you can put that on you instead of like that, just because there's like a big bunny that you can put on your back, but maybe there could be like a big or small like plushy version of each character in the game.
That sounds adorable.
That's or maybe either IRL, like you can get like cute Tekken plushies, or you just for the characters in the game put that as a customization. That'd be I like.
That sounds amazing. Yeah. Okay, so the average Joe asks, as an artist, do you have a favorite piece of artwork that resonates with you?
Yes, I do. As an artist, one of the pieces that resonates with me the strongest is a piece that I made titled "Trust is a Monster." I put a lot of time and effort and passion into it. Yeah. And when I had to sell it recently, which is good, right? But at the same time, my heart, because all the time and the physical labor of sitting like 8 hours, 9 hours. Wow. I'm a colored pencil specialist, so like to make colored pencil not look like colored pencil is, and blending and even the theme of it, trust is a monster. I literally like trust. I portrayed trust with like the scenario where I drew a monster, and the monster is being offered this little light pod by a small like female figure. So like the monster symbolizes a person, and the pod symbolizes the trust, and the woman giving that pod that trust is the people on the outside, people we don't trust because we're afraid of getting hurt. So making that piece resonates a lot with me because I don't like getting hurt, and trusting is something that leaves people vulnerable, but sometimes we have to take those chances, because if we didn't take those chances, we'd miss out on relationships, friendships, and things like that.
Yeah, that's very true. Framar 601 asks, how did you learn frame data?
I learned frame data by getting my butt kicked by things that were super punishable because I didn't know they were punishable. But along with that, I learned frame data by going online, and I looked up tutorials like how to punish character X, Y, and Z. I've gone on RB Norway, which is a site that a lot of players use. That gives you all the frame data you need to make sure you're punishing accurately. The Tekken 7 Tekken Chicken app as well has been helpful for me.
Okay.
And learning frame data, that's really quick access.
Okay. Mitchell Everett asks, what does your gamer tag, or, well, let me say that again. So Mitchell Everett asks, where does your gamer tag originate from?
My gamer tag originates from a DDR song, but it's more like, more specifically, Cuddle Core is a genre of music, right? But the thing is, my favorite DDR song was from DDR Supernova, and it was called Murmur Twins. So
Okay.
I ended up listening to Murmur Twins, the Cuddle Core remix. So it's just the remix of a regular song. I love both, but I listened to the song all the time, and I enjoyed it so much when I was younger. And I was like, I need a new gamer tag. And I was like, what do I feel sounds like? What just rings when I hear it, and I feel like it connects to me? I was like, Cuddle Core. That's it. I mean, there we go. And
Makes sense.
I think it works very well with me, especially with my personality. So.
Okay, so Jin asks, how do I keep my nerves down if I'm going to my first tournament?
Well, going to your first tournament, it's just natural to have nerves, right? But to keep them down, I always recommend that you breathe. In between matches, just breathe. When you see the name of somebody you have to go against, don't overthink it like, oh man, they're so good, they're all this, what am I gonna do? Always believe that you can beat them. Everybody's beatable. There's a lot of strong players, yes, but you have knowledge, you know matchups, and also remember, it's a learning process. You're not gonna be, like just a star just because you go to one tournament, and you don't expect to just take everybody out. No, but think about it like it's a learning experience. Either way, you win or lose, like you're learning. And I always think when people go to their first tourney, never to put so much pressure on yourself. Set a goal. You want top 8, top 3, you want to win. That's fine, but never overpressure yourself because it's your first tournament. Enjoy it. Meet new players. Learn from them. Take it as a learning experience and try not to be so critical / hard on yourself.
That's very good advice. I don't know how to say this name. Is Dende fraudulent? So Dende fraudulent?
I've never heard that.
Yeah. Well, I'm sorry if I'm butchering your name. Okay, so Dende fraudulent wants to get more into FGC events and just tournaments in general. Where should they start?
Well, if you want to start getting into tournaments and just the FGC in general, I think a great place to start is your locals. If your state has really strong locals or just a local in general, always start there. It gives you a good feel for how the community might be on a smaller scale, and then you form relationships with the people that you're around, so you start to learn from each other, train with each other, try and find yourself a nice little tight-knit group to train with, and so you all can grow together, so that you make your scene more strong. That's in the Midwest, I feel like that's what some of us ended up doing, or especially in Illinois, to become better. We also ended up training with each other from time to time, and I think that made us stronger too in the end. But it all started with locals and just meeting up there. So yeah.
Alrighty, so Shunzetsu asks, why do you play Alisa?
Oh, that's so dumb. Okay, why do I play Alisa? Okay, so in Tekken 6, I wasn't even using Alisa. I was using Xiaoyu. That was it. And I was like, man, I need to pick up another character. And Alisa just looked really cool. She had on like a red, cute little dress. It looked like she was from Holland or Poland or something like that. And I really liked the style of the dress, and I liked I liked her animation, and I loved her hair.
It's super cute.
Yeah, I loved how she was, and the fact that she had chainsaws, I was like,
yeah, it's pretty dope.
I was like, I want to try and take this on. I'm gonna try and learn her. I didn't think I would ever get good with her, ever. I honestly thought I was gonna end up dropping her.
And look at you now.
Yeah, she's definitely, like, she's my go-to. So what I ended up doing was I realized, this is one of the first times I realized that with Tekken, you can have your own flow. You can be creative and find ways to make a character work for you. You never have to stick to with one way of doing something because maybe everybody else uses her or whatever character that way. You create your own flow with that character. So I went through her move list. I started trying out things and saw how people were reacting to the moves I chose to do. And I mean, in the end, I ended up falling in love with her as a character and just her style in general, like her play style, and actually I should say her fighting style. Yeah, her fighting style, just how she is. Like, I'm really glad that I have her and Ling as a character, but more specifically her, because I would have thought, because I honestly didn't think I'm going to use her like this. I thought I was going to always be bad with her. I was in Tekken 6. That was like 5 years ago.
Wow. Well, look at you now. One of the best.
Wait, no, that's 9 years, actually, I think.
That's crazy.
Oh my god! That's 8 or 9 years ago. It's like a whole relationship I have with Alisa. And Ling. That's crazy.
It is. That's amazing, though. Most people don't stick to characters like that, and the loyalty's there.
Yeah, I think, like, even when Equinox, when they were making my banner, I said, you only have Alisa. I said, I'm sorry to bother you guys, but I need Ling. I said I need Ling, because, like, that loyalty is there. Like, Ling might not be the first person I choose when I play in tournament, but she's somebody I use at a certain level all the time as well. So, like, I always feel like I'm connected to my character in this deep way, because they've helped form who I am as a competitive player.
No, it is. So I think it's Divineness. I think that's the name. Yes. Or Deviness. I think it's
Divineness. Yeah.
Divineness. Yes. Sorry again. What is your favorite anime and anime character?
Well, my favorite anime is Fruits Baskets, and
sounds adorable.
I love Fruits Baskets, and my favorite anime character. Oh man, let me think, because, like, I watched a lot of anime in my day, not as much as I used to, but, like, let me think. Oh man. See, I don't know if I could count Boondocks as an anime though, because it's going to be different than the anime I actually picked. Is Boondocks
No, it doesn't have to be the same show.
Oh.
It doesn't have to be.
Is the Boondocks considered an anime? Because it feels like it is.
It looks like it. Let's look it up. Let's see.
Because I really think because I don't want to say Inuyasha because he's my second favorite, but I don't really. I want to talk about Boondocks because I really like that as an anime. Oh, that sucks. Because it seems like it is.
So it says, why? It says, why is the Boondocks considered to be an anime series? Technically, anime means animation in Japanese, so yes, every cartoon is an anime. Aaron McCurder is the creator of the show and the comic strip, which is based off of an animation done by South Korean studios. So I think so. I think just the art style is very anime.
It is. That's all. Okay.
Yeah. We can roll with that. I'll allow it.
Sweet. Well, I'm gonna say my favorite anime character is Huey from the Boondocks.
Oh my gosh.
I love Huey because he's so radical, but he always stands for what he believes in. And I wish I was like that when I was like 10. But like I think the way he is what I aspire to be like as a person standing for the things that I believe in unapologetically. So yeah, that's Huey's the one.
Alright, so Peacock Jive asks, who is your Tekken Husbando?
My Tekken Husbando. Is I still have to go with. Oh, I used to say okay. It was either Horang or Claudio, but no, I love Claudio. Claudio is my husbando. He's just so like. He's so smooth and just he glides and he's righteous and for truth and doing the right thing and I love how he looks. Like he's just kind of like the more olive skin tone with like the black hair and just his voice. He's so cool. I like Claudio a lot, and also because one of my really good friends, Shadow, uses him. Makes him look amazing.
So NYX Rose asks, what was your favorite part about the Tekken World Tour Finals?
My favorite part about the Tekken World Tour Final, getting to meet some of the players that I look up to, and also being like in just this, being in a place where everybody loves the same game as you. Nobody's bashing one game no, everybody's there because we love the same game. And to be in a finals for that, like to watch it was something that many people wish they could do and never get. And I thought I would be one of those people, but I was not. I was there.
You got close enough. You got close enough.
Yeah.
Which is amazing.
Yeah, I mean, hopefully next year. That's my goal, is to be in that top 20, and to just I think the finals was very exciting, and it was even more exciting to see that Tekken is even further proof that tiers don't have to matter in a game. And we all got to experience that. We were sitting there watching it, and rank 2-1. He's using Panda, but like it was like I always knew and have always said, it has nothing to do with the tier. It has everything to do with how fundamentally sound you are.
Yes.
You understanding your character's weaknesses and strengths, and picking up on player patterns, and knowing how your character's strengths and weaknesses battle against your opponent's character strength, and that is the beauty that is Tekken, and I got to experience it, and it's in the biggest way possible, in the highest of levels of tournaments, and I was glad to be there for that. It was just bigger proof that tiers don't determine everything. They don't.
That's the end of the questions that we have, so I'm just gonna ask you random questions that I have for you, okay?
Okay.
Who is your favorite Tekken player?
See, that's a hard one.
Okay,
who's my favorite Tekken player?
Or you can answer who's your biggest inspiration when it comes to like a Tekken player?
Who is my biggest inspiration when it comes to Tekken players? I have to say my Uncle Joey. Like, just his grind with this game is beautiful. Like, he takes taking time out of his his regular schedule to grow and blossom as a player, and just the way he dedicates time to it, and it shows, because he was already good, but he's become even better because of it. And it's always just so it's inspirational, the way he never lets anything get to him. He's so strong, and he's such a great example of what a all around just respectable player and knowledgeable player is. And I look to him all the time for that kind of advice, and I've asked him many times just different things about the game, ways to improve, just tips on matchups. He's great. He's always so good about giving the knowledge that he attains. And he made it into the World Tour because he stayed on that grind. I'm so proud of him, and he definitely is one of the biggest inspirations to me.
How does it feel for you to be on our team with such high caliber talent, and you're one of the top stars as well?
How does it feel being on Team EQNX with all that high level talent? I'm honored. I'm very honored to be on a team with such talent. I feel like I belong, but it's not just because of the what I know, like my skill, but more so it's because I feel like they actually took the time to actually scout me, like to look at what I've done.
Yeah.
And I appreciate that. I feel honored to be on the team. I feel like I really belong somewhere. I feel respected, I feel loved, and I feel like my opinions matter. And I feel like I can be honest with them. So I'm so excited and happy to be on the team. I never thought I would actually be on another team, but I'm glad it was them. I'm glad it is them.
I'm glad too.
Yes.
And I think everyone else sees that too. Everyone's really glad that you're part of the team, and yeah. Do you have any pre-tournament or pre-match rituals that you abide by when you are at tournaments? Like, I know some people that are my friends, they don't eat before matches.
What? You have to eat?
No, they don't eat. They don't eat. There's certain people, when I go to Evo, I don't stay up the night before. Like, I need to have 8 hours of sleep, and I'm on time. I don't go out. I don't do anything. I wait until I finish playing at least the first day.
Okay. So those are like rituals, like people need their sleep or they don't eat. What do I do then? Those are good ones.
If you have any, because some people do, some people don't.
Well, for me, it's more like I like to. Well, my ritual for like pre-tournament, pre-game, I look at. Sometimes I look in my pool and I look at people in it. Depending on who's in it, I brush up on my matchups, and I have my friend Shadow to help me to do that. He plays every character. So if I need help against Josie, I say, "Hey Shadow, yeah, let's run some sets. You using Josie." And he preps me and he gives me tips the night before, and so that I remember those things going like into the morning. So it's fresh knowledge in my mind. So I have everything I need to combat what I have to deal with in my next. Those are my rituals.
Okay. What is your go-to karaoke song?
So my go-to karaoke song, that could be any song, couldn't it?
Like, what's the song that you have to sing when you go to karaoke?
I've never look. I haven't done karaoke in years.
Oh my goodness, we need to change this. I love karaoke. I love karaoke.
I should know these. If I see the songs, I know, but like I've not been to karaoke anything in like ages.
We need to change this. The next. Oh, do you play any other fighting games apart from Tekken?
Yes. Other fighting games that I do play. I've messed around with Soul Calibur 6, but like I used to play the old Soul Caliburs like faithfully. I was big into Soul Calibur because it reminded me so much of Tekken. This was Soren's. That was my opinion, and it was easier for me to get into because I played Tekken.
Yeah.
Also, I used to play Third Strike. I loved Third Strike. Marvel vs. Capcom 2, Capcom vs. SNK 2. Yeah, all of like those kinds of games, especially the older like fighting games.
Okay, so thank you so much for answering these questions. It was wonderful getting to know you and letting the world know how awesome you were or are. I can't wait to see how amazing you do. I know you're gonna do amazing. You're gonna make us proud again and again. So, is there anything you want to say before we end this?
Shout outs to my stream and the people who support my stream, because it's grown a lot because of the love and support that people give. People don't have to, they choose to, and I'm very grateful and I'm humbled by the love and support that I receive when people come in my stream. Thank you for helping create a safe space for me, guys. Like I modded a lot of people in my chat, but it's to make sure that the BS is always weeded out. And it is. I look up something like probably off-putting from the chat. It was put in the chat. I never see it because they take care of it right away. And I feel like I'm able to be myself. I don't feel stressed or drained. I always get excited to turn on my stream and play because I know
it's gonna be good.
Yeah, it's gonna be good. It's like a family that expands and expands. But I thank you so much, guys, for being supportive. And, you know, I don't want to use the word fan because I feel like fan is kind of like obsessive, and that's not what that is. But it's a strong support. It's a fellowship. Yeah. And you all have made me a better player as well. I stream in front of people. I'm literally playing and people are watching. My nerves aren't as bad as they used to be, and that's because of you all as well. And thank you for donating the subs, the follows, just host everything. Thank you for the love, because it's nice to be reminded sometimes.
You deserve all the love.
Thank you so much. I appreciate it because sometimes it's easy for us to forget that we deserve things.
Oh, of course.
Yeah, it's people, we do it. It's just sometimes we're like, no, I don't deserve this, or man, I don't even want this. But you're reminded that you're worth it. And yeah, thanks again. Thank you.